Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Federica, we hear you, but we cannot see you.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I don't know because I activated the camera.
Federica, we hear you, but we cannot see you.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Can you see me?
No, still.
Good morning.
Your camera is black.
Okay. I don't know why. Okay, perfect.
Okay, now it's working. Perfect.
Okay.
Then
Sorry.
I think we can start. So good
Okay.
morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wasteless Cafe Talk of July before the summer break. So in those hot days, an iced coffee will be nice to drink together. So the coffee of the day will be given by Federica Grant, and she will talk about the best practices to reduce food loss and waste in the agri-food sector offered by RNI. And then after tasting our coffee, you will have the opportunity, of course, to ask your questions and share your opinions on the topic. We will have the discussion time, and then it comes the bill, of course, because we will also like to hear from you. So don't forget to leave a tip. At the end, we will present the specialty of the next Cafe Talk. So stay with us, relax, and enjoy your coffee. And now, Federica, you can share the screen and you can start presenting the coffee of the day.
Perfect. Thank you.
And I will ask the others to turn off the microphones and the cameras, and then we will have time to discuss after Federica finishes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Do you see my screen?
Yes, we see it, yes.
Okay, perfect. So, good morning, everyone. I'm Federica Grant, a research assistant at CREA, Food and Nutrition Research Center based in Rome. And today I'm going to present to you the results of a study conducted on Italian family regarding their sustainable choices as one of the strategies to reduce household food waste. So starting with the food waste phenomenon, the United Nations Environment Program estimates that 1 billion tons of food produced every year are wasted around the globe, and 60% of this is generated at household level. So therefore, there's an urgent need to reduce food waste, achieving the target 12.3 of the 12 SDGs, aiming to halve food waste per capita at household level and at the retail sector. However, to achieve a sustainable consumption, it is necessary not only to reduce food waste, but also to adopt a sustainable diet. For this reason, analyzing these two aspects altogether may be a strategy to pursue a sustainability goal. In this context, the Observatory on Food Surplus Recurring Waste that was already presented during the last Café talks by my supervisor, Dr. Laura Rossi, carried out a survey, a cross-sectional survey among an adult representative sample of the Italian population to investigate whether food waste behaviors are related with eating habits. And to do so, data collected were gained through an administration of 2 questionnaires. The first one is the Refresh questionnaire developed in the framework of the European Refresh project that investigates together the quantities and the typologies of food waste together with the determinants that lead consumers to throw away food. But in this case, only the second part, meaning the determinant part, was considered. And among all the determinants of food waste, the abilities, the household food waste prevention practices, and the education received from parents were used for this survey. For what concern the eating habits, a food frequency questionnaire was used through a further application of an index that detects the adherence to food-based dietary guidelines in Italy. We selected this index because to understanding if the consumers follow the food-based dietary guidelines is fundamental in the sustainability context, since the Italian guidelines are based on the Mediterranean diet. That is a dietary model that protects both the health of the environment and that of the individuals. And together, the guidelines include a chapter on sustainability. So moving to the results, and starting from the abilities and the connection with the adherence to food-based dietary guidelines, it was shown that the lower was the adherence, the lower was the capacity of the respondents to adopt all these abilities, like sensing the food safety and the knowledge on how to prolong the shelf life of the products, together with cooking and planning practices in the kitchen. At the same time, the opposite was observed for who had a high adherence to the guidelines, who at the same time had also better capacities in these fields. Moving to a more in-depth analysis, meaning the prevention practices that at each level of the management of food could be adopted by consumers, meaning during the planning, the purchasing, the cooking, the storing, and the consuming of food. It was observed a similar pattern, meaning who had a low adherence were less able to adopt these practices, whilst at the same time who had a higher adherence was better in the adoption of these practices. To conclude, with the education that respondents receive from their parents regarding the prevention of food waste. In this case, it is interesting to note that that respondents who obtain a low adherence were also those respondents with a low education received from parents, and also in this case, on the contrary, those consumers who received a high education from their parents had obtained also a high adherence to the guidelines. So to conclude, our findings showed that who has a high adherence to the recommendations is also has good management capacity, and so is also good at adopting that skills to prevent food waste at the household level. At the same time, also the education that consumers receive from parents regarding food waste may have affected the healthy eating habits. Furthermore, a more in-depth studies to evaluate also the socio-demographic variable characterization among these patterns identified in this study could be useful to identify and to develop specific intervention strategies and awareness campaign targeted to that group identified in this more accurate analysis. I finished my presentation and I tried to collect briefly all these results that came from more in-depth analysis. And I want to thank you for the attention, and I'm here if you have any questions to answer.
Okay, thank you very much, Federica. Very nice presentation and interesting study. So now it's time for the discussion. If anyone has any question for Federica or wants to make any comments, any observation related to the topic, please turn on mic and you are welcome to speak. Yes?
Hi, I'm Ilva. I'm dialing in from Scotland. That was super interesting. And I'm sorry if I missed this in the beginning. I missed a couple of minutes, but I was going to ask you exactly what you alluded to right at the end about segmentation of the audiences, because some work that I've been involved with previously showed quite strongly that budgetary restrictions really impacted, I suppose, either other sort of lifestyle, socioeconomic factors. I suppose it might be difficult to investigate, but even things like education levels or in the family and parents. Did you do this as part of the project, and you're about to analyze it? I think what you said. Do you have any sense at the moment about what those findings might be?
Yes. Thank you for the question. First of all, this study is an explorative study, so it's the first step to confirm the hypothesis that a good food management at home is also related to healthy eating habits. So we usually investigate also socio-demographic variables such as gender, age groups, level of education, also income, or the family size, the component in the family. But since this should have been done with a further analysis, for the moment, we didn't identify which groups, which variables should be considered in this analysis. But usually, all these group of variables are the main variables that we want to investigate, because, for example, we conducted also other studies focusing on food waste, on the quantities of food waste generated at household level, and in this case, it was easier to detect which population groups waste less or more. For example, we found out that the youngest wasted more than the elderly. Also, the women wasted less than the men. Also, the family size as an influence. So, from these findings could be the starting point to identify which variables could be useful to investigate also in this context.
Thank you. It's really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the audience?
If nobody's, do you think, Federica, that education?
Sophia, I think we are frozen.
Reduction food loss waste, and if you want, sorry, it's my internet.
Yes, it's your internet.
Are you listen to me?
Can you repeat?
Okay, I will write in the chat.
Okay, maybe
It's better.
And then I can read. And maybe in the meantime, if someone else wants to ask something, yes, Gabriela?
Yes, hello. I work at FIAP, at the Spanish Food and Drink Federation, and it's not a question exactly. I just wanted to say that thank you for the presentation. It was very interesting. We from the federation are working also in other projects related to food waste, and we feel it's very interesting the point of view of the households, because many factors are influencing. For example, as you say, the target group may change. The social norms are also important, the different behaviors that are already implanted in the population. And we feel that some things related to, for example, food marking, like date marking, it's also important to have in mind, because maybe children at home need to be more aware that date marking is important, so they know how to use it and how to act on that. And we feel like it's a very interesting point of view, and should be keep on studying on that. So thank you.
Yeah, this is indeed something that we need to consider. And Sofia wanted to ask, so do you think that education in Italy schools can do better on prevention and reduction of food loss and waste? And in what education levels?
Yeah. Exactly on this point, we are carrying out another project studying the food waste phenomenon at the primary school level. So because we noticed that this topic is not very, is an emerging topic, but the educational program in schools is still lacking. So we, of course, we need to improve the time spent in these settings to educate students from all the age in which they attend school, because we believe that the education during the school period is fundamental, both for the younger and also for the oldest students. And in this sense, in addition to the project that we are carrying out at the primary school, we usually also carrying out educational program also at other different levels. So in the secondary school and also in the high school. So from our side, we are trying to bring the education and the prevention practices regarding food waste in the schools. But we need, of course, another support, because we are a small group. So we need a bigger network in Italy to support this program.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other comments or questions? Also for me, I think it will be interesting to see, because you said in the beginning that you are counting on a Mediterranean diet, but is all Italy having a Mediterranean diet? Because in the north, I don't know, the north of Italy is also...
Yes. Surprisingly, in the south, the adherence is lower than in the north. So yes, in the region of Italy, the adherence is, all the regions follow the Mediterranean diet, more or less, depending on the subpopulation groups. But in Italy, yes.
Thank you, Federica. I'm Concha from FIAP also, and thank you, Gabriela, for your input. I'm thinking that we are also working in an Erasmus project at that, focusing training for children and related to food and healthy diet and so on. And one of the modules is related to food waste. So talking about portions and so on. So we will share with you some information from this project and also from the project that Gabriela mentioned before, related to social norms and so on. So
yes, it would be very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, and we have also another question in the chat from Mar from To No Waste Project. So she wants to know if you can state the population sample you are using. And the methodologies you are using, which kind of methodologies? So population sample and methodologies.
Okay. Okay, I didn't understand if the question related to the methodologies is referred to the sampling procedure or for the survey in general. Okay, to collect data. Okay, perfect. Okay, so from the sampling methodology, we had the support of an agency who helped us to collect this representative sample of the Italian population. Of the adult Italian population, so from 18 years old and more. I don't know if you want more information, but in this case, I can send you an email for detailed information. And to collect data, we administered a validated questionnaire from the Refresh European project that is very sophisticated. It includes a section to evaluate the quantities and the typologies of food categories thrown away, and a second part investigating the behaviors that lead consumer to waste food. So it's a very demanding questionnaire, but it allows us to gain interesting information. So we decided to administer this tool. I hope I answered the question.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions or comments? If not, we can go to the next part, because now we will also ask you. Thank you very much, Federica. We will also want to ask you some questions. So Sophia has prepared a Slido. I will ask you all to quickly.
So thank you for your presentation, Federica, and your answers. And please don't leave before you leave your tip. And just scan the QR code or join to the slido.com and write the code that you see in the screen. And the first question is: describe in a word your take-home message from this talk. We are 12, so I'm expecting at least 10 answers.
You don't count yourself,
10 participants. I'm not counting myself because I can't. So we have only 7 engaged participants. Okay, we have more too. 2 more, sorry. No, they're the same. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next question. What do you think about the discussion? Many was left to discuss. There was nothing else to add, and we need more talks on this topic. I'm waiting for the 7 participants, please. At least to be current to the end. We have 7 engaged participants, please. We miss 1. Okay. So we need to move on. And how about the length of this Café talk? Too long, too short, just about right? Yes. So now we only have 5. Are we losing people?
Yeah, we are only 11.
Oh,
Someone already.
At least 6. Okay, it was the 7 participant who left. And how will you rate this Café talk? 3 participants, 5, 7. The 7 is back. Right. Okay, I always lose my cursor. Okay. Which other topics you would like to discuss in the next Cafe Talks? And that is the last question we ask you. You can use just one word or two. It's enough. And you can put more than one topic. It's allowed multiple answers. I wait till the 6 at least. 7. Okay. Great. Nobody's okay. One participant typing. So, and now it's quiet. We can move. So thank you for your tip. You can keep going.
Yes,
Dominica.
thank you very much for your contribution. Today we had a very nice discussion, so people present today were very involved and active. Thank you very much. And then we will go in vacation because we all deserve it, no? It's vacation time, it's summertime. So in August we will have no coffee talk, but we will meet then again in September, on the 20th of September. And we will have a presentation from Attila about household food waste, current data, and possibility for reduction. And then we will also meet in October, and we will have a presentation from Ilva. She is today here with us, and she will talk about waste at the warehouse, a commercial food waste reduction story. So please take the opportunity and register already for the Cafe Talk in September. I will now put the link in the chat, so you can have it and you can already register, and then close to the date you will receive the participation link. And with this, I will like to thank you, to wish you a nice summer, and to see you back again in September.
Thank you.
Have a
Have
nice
a nice holidays.
Bye-bye.
Have a
Bye
nice
bye.
holidays. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
No.